We welcome you to Goal Zone. Robbie Mustoe, Tim Howard, Rebecca Lowe. As I say, we're going to bring you all the post-match reaction from that game at the Emirates and also every goal from yesterday, which I have to say was one of the best days I think we've had in a while here in the Premier League studio in terms of the amount of goals, the amount of drama, the amount of storylines, etc. Robbie, your assessment of that?
Interesting. No question, disappointing that Arsenal in the second half couldn't stop the momentum, which was amazingly different to the first half. First half, Arsenal bossed it. Liverpool very deep, very cautious, very safe, though very defensive. Second half, they just passed the ball well, Liverpool. They passed the ball really well. Their team for this game is tilted towards possession. Midfield players playing as strikers, coming into the midfield. They kept the ball really well. Disappointment goes back to Arsenal that they couldn't hurry Liverpool a little bit more, press them a little bit better, and get back on the front foot. You know, it's like, wow, OK, this is the way it's going to go. And then thinking from Arsenal's point of view, don't do anything stupid, just keep a clean sheet and put it down to not a great day at the office. Liverpool has still got very good midfield players, talked about the midfield kind of challenges from both teams. And Liverpool were better. They didn't create anything. They had no shots on target in the game. But the possession was their way of defending, different to the first half, that it was very deep and let Arsenal to have it. I just would have expected Arsenal be a little bit more aggressive to win the ball back and get back on the front foot.
Well, you both had Arsenal to win, and at half-time you both had Arsenal to find a way. You surprised they didn't?
Surprised. I think we're seeing this tactic a little bit, and I credit Slot with it. We're seeing teams now go into first half and basically say, this is our tactic, and if we get to halftime and we're safe, we're 1-0 down or 0-0, then we can turn the dial.
A bit like Aston Villa?
Yeah, we're seeing that throughout the Premier League, and it's seemingly working. So, again, Slot he's a good manager. He knew the tactic today, and like you, I was surprised that at home Arsenal couldn't figure out, like, okay, we're taking your punch here, but we're gonna get back on the front foot. They just were never able to regain that, and that's odd in over the course of 45 minutes for Arsenal.
Go on, you want to say?
No, I just think the second half, I made a note, like, just a little flat. You know, and it's hard to Arsenal make these big occasions, right? The Villa game at home and the fans and the manager revving everybody up and Arsenal flying out the blocks and it being brilliant. It's hard to do that all the time. Especially,
do you think as well, sorry to interrupt you, Musty, that when you're trying to go 8 points clear, it's not like you're trying to go too clear. Like you're so far ahead in one way that maybe sometimes it's difficult to keep revving up when you're just trying to extend that lead.
And might those players think, do we have to go again here to try and force another spectacular victory, another statement win and all that? And they might have been a bit, you know what, this is difficult because Arsenal moving the ball really well, and it's one of them where they go and close down and get their early on. Just as I think about it right now, Miles Lewis-Skelly, by the way, that was a problem for Arsenal. He's into the game, Nketiah was injured, and where Liverpool's goal might have come from is Frimpong versus Lewis-Skelly. And that's concerning for me. As a young defender, he looked so off the pace and got beat many, many times. That's where the danger was for Arsenal. They got away with it on that side. Other than that, we know they defend strongly. It's just they did look a little flat in the second half, yeah.
In terms of Liverpool, moving forward for the rest of the season, they're not going to have Isak for a long time. Ekitike, we don't know when he's back. How do you think they're going to deal without those front two as we move forward?
Well, that's the problem. I mean, I think they have two really top front players, and again, this is going to be Slot having to sort of interchange. I think Gakpo is a good stopgap. You know, could we possibly see Mo Salah play as a false nine? He might have to get creative because it's tough having those two out.
I think Ekitike is not far off, is he?
No.
I think it's a hamstring problem. I don't think he's that far away. And Liverpool fans might argue, if we'd have had one of our strikers, we might have won the game today, given the opportunities and some of the balls have flashed into the box. But they didn't create, you know, it didn't look like they were going to score, really, even though they had tons of possession.
Egypt have made the knockout rounds of the African Cup of Nations, so no Mo Salah coming back anytime soon. But could they do with him? We're starting to look like they could do with him.
It looks like they could do with him. There's been very little talk. You know, we thought the Saudi option might be something that we see, given the fallout. That's very quiet. You know, David's not talking about it. David Ornstein's not talking about it. You know, maybe the thought is, with those two strikers out injured, though Ekitike is back soon, that they could kind of use Salah, you know, maybe a reinvigorated Mo Salah on that right-hand side. That being said, Frimpong was pretty good today.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long, and for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.